It has been snowing here for a couple of hours. It's starting to pick up a little bit and begin to accumulate. I'm actually right by one of Des Moines' major snow routes, MLK. The mood here is cautiously optimistic. I'm joined right now with Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds. Now, this is a close race, especially here in Iowa. Of course, there was a lot of food, fun, and games for kids out here, but amidst that, there was a real sense of urgency. They say what's going on here at Drake University is like a three-ring circus that media from all over the country. It's heavy and it's slippery and it's causing a lot of problems out there for drivers. Cars are covered in a layer of ice, and what's even worse than that is the sidewalks. Take a look at this. You can't even get any traction here. It's really slippery.
And so tonight we turn to Lisa Martone, who is covering this story for our affiliate WOI. She's in Colfax, Iowa. Lisa.
David, I'm in one of the hardest hit areas in central Iowa. This is my third day in Colfax, and the water levels here, they keep going up and down. Today, they're on the rise. Now, you can see that we have quite a few coats already that have been building up. This was an all-out kind of day for the Republicans. Just because it's election day does not mean that these guys slowed down at all. Several Army personnel have been contaminated on the Des Moines Air Base.
There's a possibility of contamination. I need you to take off your gloves.
This pilot has become incapacitated and needs to be extracted from this fighter jet.
Whether it was some kind of aircraft issue or a medically related issue or a wounded pilot.
These are scenes that play out in real war, but today they are just a test.
We go to crazy lengths to make it as real as possible. We simulate as little as we can, and we create our scenarios here to be just like they are in a combat environment.
It's home-based training for these soldiers who have seen war firsthand.
We were over there for about 120 days.
And credit drills like this for making them prepared.
This helps us here.
It helps us prepare for basically going overseas and going through some of the scenarios, through the first aid, through the crash recovery, a little bit of everything. I mean, it puts us ready for war at any time.
Every few months, the Iowa National Guard holds massive training exercises where they simulate real-life situations. But instead of guns firing, they use propane tanks. And instead of harmful chemical agents covering them, they pretend.
Readiness is what we do all the time. We're training day in, day out, month in, month out to be ready to go if the balloon goes up and do our wartime tasks. So this kind of brings it all together for us.
You remember the ones that didn't come back.
It's been 58 years since the Korean War ended. Those who fought in it are well into their 70s and 80s, but the memory of war, well, those kinds of memories don't fade with old age.
When I should have been learning how to dance and throw a football, I was learning how to shoot a gun. And the first person you ever shoot, that's implanted into your mind. You never forget that.
This is Dennis Dorman, and if you can't tell from the medals he proudly displays, he's a Korean War vet. This Iowa native came to the Iowa Veterans Cemetery on Thursday to welcome a few very special men.
Of this whole crew, we kind of all got together in Korea and we just kept communicating.
This group of men and their families are from all over the United States, but served side by side in the Korean War.
This is kind of a bond you get. One person over there, we slept in the same pep tent over in Korea 50 years ago.
The group used to be a lot larger, more than 200 people to be exact, but a lot of time has passed. Travel's now more difficult, so this may be one of the last reunions this group has.
We're not heroes. We're just people that went to fight for our country.
It's not the bright lights that has communities all over Iowa dreaming of casinos. It's the money that comes from them.
To whatever extent that we can, we want a good percentage of those revenues to go back into the communities of Warren County.
Warren County is the latest to talk slot machines and poker tables. The county has met with industry experts and is polling the public to see if a casino would be supported.
We know that there's a market for not only the developer, but there's a market for another facility of this kind in central Iowa.
So how do casinos benefit the surrounding communities besides providing some Friday night fun? Well, if we take a look at Polk County's extremely successful Prairie Meadows, the picture gets a bit clearer.
State requires that each casino gives 3% back in their net profits to the community. We give over 20% back, which is about $40 million a year.
Prairie Meadows is unique in the fact that they're nonprofit, so all of their net profits go back to Polk County and the surrounding areas. Since 1996, that has added up to more than $1 billion.
A lot of it goes to the county for community betterment, roads, et cetera, et cetera.
That's not all, though. The nearly 1,500 casino employees are unionized, paid decent wages, and have full benefits. That's what Warren County wants, more jobs and more revenue.
One of the things we definitely want is that for the Warren County people to be able to really feel that this is a project that benefits them to a high degree.
On Veterans Day, we as Americans come together to pay tribute to the men and women who've worn this uniform.
It's kind of a bittersweet thing. It's nice to remember those who've gone before us, but yet you have to celebrate the purpose, that all these men and women fought for our country, for these rights that we have.
Across this land, we commemorate the veterans and patriots who have risked their lives.
It's always in your mind. You have seen your fellow soldiers killed, you've seen them wounded.
I think about it every day. In fact, there's hardly a day that goes by that you don't think about those who went before us.
It's not our weapons or our technology that make us the most advanced military in the world. It's the unparalleled spirit and the skills and the devotion and the courage of the troops, regardless of the uniform, that served in our nation's military.
It's a nice story. That was our ABC5's Lisa Martone reporting.